we'll go back to what you said initially. You said it's a difficult industry. So you said, we talked about privilege. What's the difficulty? From your perspective.
That's the real Jekyll and Hyde about working in film and TV, because there are so many cliches that you say them in conversation, they just sound like you're sort of blowing off the industry a little bit. But it is that whole sort of thing of like, there's feast and famine. Like you will work for like 6 months square, and then you go silent and nothing happens. Okay. And then last year we had the actors strike. That killed everything for about 9 months. And I massively stand by the whole anti-AI thing. I think that's a big part of it. Technology in general, in terms of film and TV, it's becoming such a difficult area and such a legal, political, social landmine that it's very hard to navigate, and it's a minefield of problems. I know directors and producers that are actively investing money into AI actors. There's whole companies devoting to artificial presenters, artificial avatars.
In what sense? A whole new person, or the likeness of somebody else?
Both. They can generate a likeness, or they can take someone's likeness for a buyout. So you can turn up at a studio, they can buy out your face, your body, and what they then do is they have adaptive generative AI that can move your mouth and your eyes, and even your head movements, hand movements. I got shown a video a couple of weeks ago, and a friend of mine was like, watch this. And it's a lady talking about a wedding company. And he then told me at the end of the video, she doesn't exist. Wow. And she was sat off to an angle, hand movements, gestures, readjusted, and he said, this person doesn't exist. The voice is AI, adaptive, generative AI. It's a created image, and it was beyond the uncanny valley. So in terms of this industry being difficult, we are already at a point where that discussion in itself, I mean, that would take hundreds of hours to discuss, but it's also, as a performer, you have to make your own luck and you have to make your own work. I massively respect the fact that I've got representation. That is huge, because Spotlight have the monopoly on things, and that's a whole different thing. But having an agent is great, and having representation that look out for you is great, and unions. But you've got to go and put yourself out there. And this might be the same for yourself. Industries have moved on so far now, and it's not just film and TV. It used to be, and this is like our granddad's generation, it was what you knew was enough. Like your CV was enough, your skill set, that was enough. Then it sort of moved on a bit, and it was like, who do I know? Like, who can I put that CV in front of? Who's going to open the door for me? It's moved on again. It's now who knows me. And that's the biggest part of it, because who knows me means you've got to be self-promoting, you've got to be self-aggrandizing, you've got to be
hence the LinkedIn's
promoting, LinkedIn, Instagram, not so much Twitter. I mean, Twitter's died a death at this point. But those two, especially LinkedIn and Instagram, like no one asks you your phone number anymore. What's your Instagram? What's
but
your
even
LinkedIn?
If you go onto LinkedIn, it's like, who knows this person?
Yeah.
The first thing you're going to look at is who knows that person.
And straight on Instagram, straight on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that's how you verify is someone who they say they are. I've been in meetings recently, and it isn't a rude thing. I've like producers and directors, they've got their phone out, and as I'm saying stuff, they are checking on IMDb. They are checking.
I think that's fair,
and I think that's fair.
That's very fair. I think that's very fair.
You back what you have to say.
I do that.
I'm all for it, because it's like you drop a name, or you drop a contact or a project you've worked on, and bang, it's there and it's verifiable and all that stuff. Like IMDb, Wikipedia, LinkedIn, Insta. Like, there you go. That's it.
That's the main. Yeah.
But in answer to like your initial question,
yes,
it's become difficult because it is oversaturated. Everyone and their best friend wants to be an actor or wants to be a performer. So that is huge anyway. So directors, producers, cast directors have got a huge choice of people. So it's how do you get yourself to the front of that list? And you kind of have to be professionally arrogant to back yourself to go, no, I need to be at the front of that queue because I can do this, and this. And then keep doing it. I've got a load of stunt performer friends, load of martial artist friends that you have to train every day. You have to be training. Like we said before we went on air, you got to be in the gym.
In the gym.
In the gym, first thing.
If you're not, then like you're slacking.
Because it could have been really easy for me this morning. Like, I've got to get to Reading, so Reading's an hour away. Right, don't go to the gym. Like, sit, chill, have a coffee, and then dawdle.
Yeah,
Or you can get into the gym, you can get something done, get showered, and get
out.
And, you know, and that's the sort of choice, and you have to be making those active choices all the time. And it works. It's kind of that whole thing of like, if you force yourself to make those choices and make those active choices, in the end, it becomes like your mantra. It becomes like your ethic.
It's all my two things in life are momentum and compound.
Yes.
That's it. So that's the momentum you're talking about.
Exactly.
You force yourself to do it, you're giving yourself that momentum. And
momentum's rare because if you don't have it, it's very hard to generate.
Exactly. No, it's not rare. The only way you keep the momentum is by compounding it. Yeah. If you keep compounding it, then you maintain the momentum. And the more you're compounding it, the more results you're going to get out of it. You know what I mean?
That sort of bleeds into one of the things that I sort of think about is it takes 3 weeks for a habit, and it takes 3 months for a lifestyle. And you've got to do those 3 weeks over and over and over until you get to that 3 month mark.
I like that.
And the thing is, in that time period, you're going to come up against so many roadblocks and speed bumps where you're going to go, oh, I could duck out, or I could stop, I could change my diet, I could eat the donut. You know, that's I mean, just from a health perspective, those sort of things. Like, it is incredibly hard to go, no, I've got to hit my 250 grams of protein, I've got to have my 2,000 calories. That's just food. But also like I've got to be up at 7 a.m. I've got to be in the gym at X time. But that sort of thing, if you keep doing it, that becomes your norm. That becomes your base level, and it's all about raising that base level up. And people can just go, no, I'm not getting up till 10 a.m. I'm not going to do this. And it's the easy no's that are the problem, and that's how you sort of like.
Well, they also compound and create momentum.
Well,
it's the same. You know what I mean?
Well, the opposite of momentum is breaking down, right? Like, it's easy to break down as well. Once you stop, you can keep stopping.
Yeah, correct.